Hi, everybody. Got a ton of people coming in today. So excited to see all of you again. Who was here if anyone was here for our last session, raise your hand. We were talking last time, I think it was back before Thanksgiving. We had a chat about esports and STEM. It was another kind of Windows oriented one. So we must be on a little bit of a Microsoft and Windows kick this fall. But thanks so much for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about Angela's favorite, like 10 hidden features that you didn't know about in Microsoft 360 for education. We're going to have a ton of fun today. So thank you again for coming. If you haven't been here before, there are a couple little housekeeping things to know about. The first one is any questions. So if you have questions throughout the session, you can put them in the chat. If you don't know where the chat is, there is a little icon at the bottom bar of Zoom. I know we all use so many different conferencing platform. So there's a little chat icon at the bottom bar. There you can pop any questions in. I'll be watching them throughout the session, getting them to Angela as we go, or just holding off until Q&A and getting them to her at that point. The second thing to know is if you want to get your Starbucks gift card, I need you to stick around until the end to take our exit survey. And just a little bit of a reminder, you needed to have registered with a valid school email address, so your work email address if you're working at a school, and you have to do that survey. So it's just a couple questions, lets us know that you were here, you're engaged, and it's super helpful for us if you do that. But as always, you're not here to listen to me, so I'm going to pass it over to my friend Angela to really get us started.
Hi, everybody. Angela Kaiser here. I am a teaching and learning consultant with Trafera. I've been with Trafera for about 4 years now, which is fantastic. My role before that, I was a tech facilitator at a school district in Louisiana, here in Louisiana, Hill of the Boot, Calcasieu Parish. I think I do have some Calcasieu Parish people out there, so holla at you. But spent quite a bit of time in a fifth grade classroom, moved over to tech facilitator, and now I find myself helping teachers, teaching teachers how to be effectively use their tools. And so one of my I guess wheelhouses, if you is Microsoft itself. I am a Microsoft girl. I came from a Microsoft district, so these tools are very familiar to me, and I continue to keep up with them. With Microsoft, we're very excited about bringing this Microsoft webinar to you because we're talking about some of the cool features, some of the free cool features that you're going to be able to see that teachers, students can use on their low cost. Now, I'm talking low cost Windows 11 devices. So all of these are readily available to you and to your students. So we're very happy to be bringing this to you today on behalf of Microsoft for Education, because we want to use these tools efficiently and effectively, right? So let's jump right into my 10 hidden features that you probably didn't know about, but maybe some of you do, some of you don't. But hopefully I give you at least one today that you can take off and explore. So let's just see a few of my favorite things I'm just going to talk about today are 4 big products. OneDrive, the snipping tool, a few of the things in Word that you may not know is there, and then a little thing in PowerPoint that you may not know is there. So I'm going to go through all of these, and I'll probably go through them in a quick fashion, not really show them live because of the time that we have. I do encourage you to jump right in and start clicking away and finding all of these hidden tools in your Microsoft applications, in your Microsoft suite. So I implore you to do that. So let's get started with, we'll get started with OneDrive. So I don't know if anybody's seen their new OneDrive yet, or have you seen the new changes that they've made? They've made some great new changes. So I am very encouraged because the simplistic dashboard is there now. So I have fewer clicks now. Everything I can do in the beginning on my splash page, on my dashboard, my OneDrive dashboard, I could always get to everything. But they've kind of simplified it a little bit, and I love the simplicity. The icons are just there. I don't like a lot of words on my screen sometimes. So I love that I can do just something very simple and click on these. There are a few things that are an additional that now we can add color to our files. Yes, we can add color to our files. So now I can set them apart from the rest of the files. And I love to do that. I'm an organized girl. I love to have all of my, okay, little moment here for everybody. I was one of those girls that liked to coordinate my notebooks to the color of the textbook when I was in high school. So here I am now being able to color code my files in my OneDrive, which is great. So when you right click on your file, at the very bottom, there's going to be an add color, and you can add those colors. So be able to just hit that and add those colors, and then you can organize them apart from the rest of your files that you don't really need to pay a little bit more attention to. The other new thing is that I love is that I can search by people. I can search by meeting. So you know how when you're looking for something that you're working on, Kate and I are collaborating on something, and Kate shared a file with me. Well, I get so many in a day that I can't remember. Okay, is it in that email? Is it in this email? So now I can simply just go in and click on that people button, and it gives me a list of everybody that I have been working with recently and the file that we're working on. So now I am minutes away from getting to that file, getting to what they shared with me, instead of trying to go through my email, find them, then find the discussion that we had. Now it's right there on my dashboard. Work faster, that's my thing. And then a more efficient view of your files. So I like that I can have it in either a tile mode, have it down in, you know, that list mode, but it's a little more efficient for me. So they have streamlined your OneDrive, which I love. Anything efficient, anything organized is for me. So everything's in one spot. So here's the new thing too. They've added an add button here. An add new button right at the top. Very simple. Remember, I just like icons. Just a simple little plus. So now I don't have to go and open any of my tools. I don't have to go and find any of those tools on my desktop if I don't want to. I can just hit this plus, and then I can add just right there from my desktop, from my dashboard. So it's all in one place for me, and I can be that organized. So I'm avoiding opening and closing all of these applications and tabs. You know how you do that? How many tabs do you have open right now, right? So in avoiding, open up all those tabs and everything. And it's the ultimate in organization. One spot for me. I love a one spot efficiency. Love it. The other thing is that with OneDrive, you're going to get quicker collaboration. And when I say quicker collaboration, when I go to that people file, as I said, right here, all of the things that we have shared with each other is going to be right here in that people tab. So when I want to go back to work with Kristen on this cute little activity that we put together, I can see, oh yeah, we did that on Monday. And then I can open up that cute little picture, and then I can help edit it, or I can share it the way I need to. So everybody's right there. All I have to do is click on that person, and everything that we've ever had worked on together is right there for me. Most recent is always hit at the top. So I love quick collaboration. Let's move on to snipping tool. All right, so let's talk about my friend, the snipping tool. If this is not the teacher's best friend, I don't know what is. So if you have not seen your snipping tool lately in Windows 11, I encourage you to go and to your search bar, type in your snipping tool, and pin it to your taskbar, because it is phenomenal. They've increased some of the skills and features that you can do now, which I needed. So let's talk about how many extensions and how many applications and how many web tools you have right now that have a web recording or a screen recording. So you've got all these things to help you do your job effectively. Well, you can do that on your Windows 11 device. You have now, in your snipping tool, you have a record feature. So right next to snip is record. So those records allow you, just like your snipping tool, to drag your selection where you just want to do the video. You don't have to grab the whole entire screen. I hate when I have to grab the whole entire screen because I don't want you to see my taskbar at the bottom. I want you to just see that part of what I'm videoing. So it's got that 3-second countdown, so you'll be ready. And then, of course, it saves it as an MP4 file on your computer, and then you can put it in your OneDrive. You can put it wherever you need to. You can put it in Teams. You can put it in your notebook. But that record feature is there now. And so I don't need another application. I don't need another web tool. I can do that on my Windows 11 computer right there and not have to open, close, open, close. I used to use my PowerPoint as my screen record, but now I have this feature in snipping tool that I don't have to open up PowerPoint and use that screen record. They have the ability, when you are doing your screen record, after you've done your screen record, you have the ability to open it up in a tool called Clipchamp. Clipchamp is available on your Windows 11 device. It is free. All you have to do is go in your search bar and find it. It's a fun editing tool because you can edit videos, you can edit images, you can even edit your audio. And the best thing is I can add text and I can add cute little features. I can add GIFs to them. So I can make my video, no experience necessary. And that is not here with me. You know, Kate and our team, our marketing team, they are the editing champs. They're the video editing champs. And so I am just a peon little teacher who can't, you know, who is just dabbling in it. So I can add these cute little GIFs. I can add this cute little text feature, and then I can really make my images and my videos shine for my students, or inside any of my video, you know, my streaming videos for my students. I can make them pop a little bit and look like I am a master at video clip editing. So, but it is built into your Windows 11 device. So I encourage you to click on it and explore it. It's called Clipchamp, and it's a little purple, looks like the little clapper. So find that in your Windows 11 and start exploring that. That's really fun. The next one is text actions. I don't know if you've seen this. A lot of us just really use our snipping tool just as it is, a snip tool, and not really explored everything that's at the top. So if you, after you click on something that you've grabbed online or in, you know, in your files, there is another feature right by the crop image. It's this little text actions. Text actions allows you to do two things. It allows you to grab just the text. So I don't want, let's say that I found a one-pager for my students and it's a little noisy. And you know what I'm talking about when I say it's a little noisy. It's got a lot of graphics. It's got a lot going on. And I just want my students to focus on the text. Well, I can grab that copy all text. It highlights it for me. I don't have to right click. I don't have to right click, copy, paste. I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to control C, control V. I don't have to do, I just click that one button, copy all text. And then I can open it up into my Word document or my PowerPoint, my notebook, my Teams, and just copy it right into there. And it just throws just the text for you. And it keeps it in a nice format. It's, if you've got graphics in the middle, of course it'll be, you know, it'll take itself where it'll be broken, but you can fix that. within your Word document, within your PowerPoint, but it's the text feature, and you can extract just the text. The other thing that it has is a quick redact. And what that helps you with is that important information, emails, addresses, phone numbers. If you don't want any of that stuff on there, or if there is some highly sensitive information that you want to keep off of that text, you can redact it, meaning it'll draw a big black line over it, and you don't have to worry about coming in and grabbing a shape, making it dark black, and then hovering over and putting it on that information you don't want to be shared. It'll do it for you. So Snipping Tool will do it for you when you're ready to redact those important pieces, sensitive information. You don't want that to be shared. So you can do that right there in Snipping Tool. Right after you snip it, you grab that text or you redact that text. That's a cool feature for me. Let's move on to Word. So I'm going to move on to Word. And with Word, I want you to look at transcribe. Now, if you go to home, you go to dictate, there's a drop down. And on that drop down, there's a transcribe. Here's what you can do. You can record in-person conversations, or if you are in a video conference like today, or if you're on a video lecture, or if you're on some type of webinar, like TCEA or FETC or ISTE or something like that, and you're wanting to grab that information. I know I'm not a fast typer. I know I'm not, and sometimes when I write things down, I don't write everything down. What I can do is grab that in Word. It will then transcribe everything for me, pull it over to my document, and look what it does. It provides you with your video, your recording, that audio. This is great for students, everybody. Great for students. Because if you have students who have a trouble with note-taking, they can certainly turn on this and capture all of your lecture or capture everything that you're saying for that day, for that lesson, get it transcribed so they can reread it and re-listen, replay that to refresh their memory on what you taught that day, which is great. So then they can pick up on their notes. If they took notes, they can add more to it. But they have it all right there in the transcript, and then they have a WAV file. Now you can decide whether you want it to be a WAV file or an MP3 file. You can decide where you want to do that inside Transcribe, but I like that I can replay that audio later. So when I'm studying, and then I can put all of that I can reread it later for myself because it's all right there for me. So I'm not having to worry about and writing that down, raising my hand. Excuse me, what did you say? Excuse me, ma'am, what did you say? I can have that with Transcribe. So that is in Home, Dictate drop-down menu, and then there's the Word, and then find Transcribe. Now, with Word, I just talked about my snipping tool and how much I love my snipping tool. Well, you have a built-in screen snipping inside Word. So you're going to go to Pictures, your Pictures tab, and you're going to go, and if you'll notice, you have shapes and you have icons, you have 3D models, but then you have this little bitty thing right here, and that's your snipping tool. So they have built your snipping tool right into Word, right into the PowerPoint. So if I click on that, I'm going to get a couple of things. I can either, anything that I've grabbed prior, I can grab those. So if I am doing something and I have grabbed some practice sets for my students, they're going to be right there in what I consider my recents. Or if I need to grab something new, I don't have to minimize my Word or move it over, find my tray at the bottom, find my snipping tool at the tray. If I'm working in Word, if I'm working in PowerPoint, I can click on this snipping tool icon and I can do that screen clip. And it works just like your snipping tool. So you can drag your crosshairs to the spot that you need, and then it instantly puts it in to your Word document. So now I'm not minimizing, opening up this, closing this. You just have to make sure that whatever you're snipping is behind your Word file. So that's the only thing that you have to worry about. But you can snip that picture or snip that text right there, and not get out of Word at all. So they're making it a little easier, more efficiently, more effective for me to do my work and cut down all of the open, close, open, close, open, close. PowerPoint. So let's talk about PowerPoint. So my fun tool in PowerPoint is Rehearse Coach. If you have not seen Rehearse Coach or Rehearse with Coach, you need to check it out. I'm sure that if I were to put in my PowerPoint and do this right now and rehearse with the coach, it would have told me all of the ums. It would have told me if I'm being too wordy. It would tell me about my pace. It would tell me about my pitch. Am I monotone? Am I just talking like this? It'll let me know. It'll even let me know if I'm reading from my screen. It'll let me know. So it helps you be a perfectionist at your presenting. It helps you when you're getting ready to do that presentation. Your students would benefit from this so much, because the one thing that they need a little bit more help on is that presentation, being in front of people and teaching them not to read from your PowerPoint. Don't read from your PowerPoint. Let the PowerPoint just give you a little self bullets, but you talk and you get that comfortable manner of speaking in front of people with your PowerPoint. So you can see it says, avoid reading the text out loud. It's good keeping up with your engaging with your audience, those kind of things. With fillers, it even tells me if I said something inappropriate, it'll let me know. So this is really great for you when you are helping your students with that presentations and getting those presentations perfect. Not so much perfect, but better understanding of how they're presenting. I always say, as a teacher, if you haven't recorded yourself, if you haven't videoed yourself teaching and then watch it back, you haven't lived. So this is the other thing. How are you presenting? Let Rehearse with Coach do that for you, and they'll tell you how many ums you did. I'm sure I had a lot today. I'm sure I'm doing a lot right now. The other thing in PowerPoint is that you can be the featured guest speaker, as I like to call it, with Cameo. So inside, you can put inside your PowerPoint, you can put yourself in the slide and be the main attraction in the slide, or you can put yourself down at the bottom, like we're doing right now, is like I'm down at the bottom, but you can do that inside your PowerPoint. And here's a couple of things. You can go live with this. So if I'm showing my conferencing tool, if I'm in Teams, I can put this down. I can put myself down at the bottom, or I can make myself a part of my PowerPoint, which is kind of cool. I can include myself in my pre-recorded sessions. So I can be talking to my students. I can be talking to my colleagues about how to do something and have the steps on the side of me, and then I'm talking through it. So I can be a part. I can be present in my showcase, in my slideshow, and not just my voice. So my students can see me. And we find that students can relate a little more when we show ourselves on camera. So we can put ourselves in there and look really cool and fancy with our little Cameo inside PowerPoint, right? So my last thing I want to share with you is that always, always, always use the Microsoft Education Center. The learning community in Microsoft is amazing. The trainings are amazing. Going to the Education Center, this is where I spend a lot of my time. I've got a lot of my badges, but this is where I learn my tools. This is where I grow as a teacher. This is where I grow as a Microsoft user, is in that Microsoft Education Center. The MIC is your friend, and it will, like I said, you collect badges, but to be able to go through those, like PowerPoint, like the OneDrive, helping my students use Microsoft the right way, the productive way, is so good to be available. This is just a great tool to have. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words today, but I'm telling you, you need to be, if you're not a part of the MIC, you need to be a part of the MIC. Sign up. It's on demand videos, it's on demand learning, and you can go and click on the things that you really want to learn. So AI is really big right now. So AI for education, there's a whole resource, there's a whole training around that AI in education. And right now, Microsoft is launching Copilot. So I encourage you to go in and find the resources for Copilot and start learning how to use that with your students in a productive, efficient way. Lastly, Kate, and then I'll turn it back over to you for questions. I know I went really fast, but we were trying to stay within our time frame. But please, 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 when you're thinking about your Microsoft Windows 11 devices, please check out our low cost devices that we have for everybody on your staff, educators, administrators, students, whoever needs a new device. Your Windows 11 devices are a really powerful tool. And Kate has a beautiful little QR code there. You can scan and go directly to our Microsoft Windows 11 toolbox and see everything that we have available for you.
Great. Yeah, thanks, Angela. That was so much fun. I use the snipping tool every single day, and I had no idea what I was missing. Some of those extra tools. I'm going to use that every day. That was great. So there weren't any questions that popped up in the chat. So I'm just going to go ahead and launch our exit survey. If you have questions that are kind of stirring through your mind at this point, still don't hesitate to put them in the chat while everyone completes the survey. But yeah, great. Thanks, Angela. I've also put a couple different resources in the chat. The last link that you see is the same link from that QR code. I'm also going to put this one in there, which is a PDF document about Trifera and what we can do for Windows 11 and Microsoft. So if you want to review that, definitely check that out. Otherwise, just take that exit survey and we can all get on our way to start using some of these awesome tricks that we learned today. How fun.
Oh, it's so much. I mean, when I found the record tool in snipping tool, I was like,
yeah,
you gotta be kidding me. I can just do it right here now. I don't have to have an additional piece, a web tool. Oh my gosh.
yeah. I had been using the gaming bar on my Windows because I thought that was the only way to do it, but it's right there in the tool I'm using it every day already. That's great. That is really great. All right. Well, we're going to leave the exit survey up so that everyone can take it on their way out, but we'll say goodbye for today. I hope everyone has a really great holiday, and we don't have any webinars now through the end of the year, but we have some that are kind of coming on the horizon in 2024, and we're super excited to see you in the new year. But this is our last webinar of the year. Sad, but I'm so glad we got to do it with Angela. Oh, great.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you in 2024.